Rodgers looked relaxed in his performance on Sunday afternoon against Chicago. 38-17, the Packers come away with a win. Rodgers 302 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Kind of reminded me of one of those 2011 ball games. For more, we welcome in the voice of the Packers. It's Wayne Larivee this morning. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, guys.
Well, you cover up the score and you look at the way the numbers broke down. Kind of a strange game with how much the Bears controlled the clock. They racked up the yardage, but no points in the second half.
I thought it was a statistical anomaly, the whole afternoon. And, yeah, it did remind me of 2011 when it really didn't matter. The Packers didn't have to run the ball. They didn't have to stop the run. They didn't have to play great defense. Aaron Rodgers just passed into a win, and he was just as good as it gets yesterday.
Looking at the run game, I think people will still point and say things just don't look right yet in the run game. Now, granted, the Packers took what was given, yards throughout the air, but are you noticing anything in Eddie Lacy that appears different? Would an addition of James Starks or DeJuan Harris just to the change-up help the run game? What do you think on this one?
I wonder, in just not having looked at the coach's tape yet today, to me it looked like Eddie hit the holes a little harder. He tried to stay with the play where it was blocked. Once or twice he tried to bounce it one way or the other, and that was the wrong decision. But for the most part, I thought he stayed with where the play was designed. And, I'm not seeing the Packers get a whole lot of push up front. They did on the goal line on Eddie's touchdown run, but I'm seeing the blocking has not been quite as good for the run as it was maybe a year ago.
Defensively, you hold Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey to under 50 yards receiving. That's a win. But the middle of the field was tremendously exposed with Martellus Bennett in the run game. Forte, those guys were unstoppable.
Yeah, Bennett is just, he's got to be the best tight end in the game right now. I mean, the way he's playing, yesterday targeted 11 times, 9 receptions. They couldn't tackle him. He's 6'6", he's over 250 pounds. He's a gifted athlete, and is really after stops in Dallas and the New York Giants where he had some off-field issues. He is blossomed into a great player for the Chicago Bears. He's very difficult to stop. Defensively, the thing that concerned me the most, Greg, was the way the Bears came out and ran the ball right at the Packers and overpowered them right up the gut of the defense. Now, this is, again, we talked all about this, more personnel, less scheme. We talked about leaner, quicker, faster, smaller people up front defensively. And so far, the results have not been good in run defense.
How much of that is P.J. Rodgers' absence? It seemed like they were just attacking Troy Guyon.
Well, no pun intended, that's huge. B.J.'s a guy who, they drafted, they designed this defense around him to play nose tackle. I know the last couple of years he hasn't because the big bodies have had to play inside like Ryan Pickett. He couldn't put him out at anymore. But this is a situation where we told you earlier this summer that when Raji went down, that was a significant injury. People said, well, he hasn't done much for the last couple of years. Yeah, but he was trying to have a great season at the position he was drafted to play for a change. And so, that was a huge loss. Troy Guyon, as Bob McGinn said in the paper this morning, he's not B.J. Rodgers.
So 4 games into the season, where is this team? What's its personality? All offense, no defense?
Aaron Rodgers said last week, you know what? He and I were talking. He said we got to pass first and run set. We've got to set up the run with a pass. That's who they are offensively. Okay, defensively, they expected to be a lot better against the run. They expected to be a lot better defensively at this stage of the game. Statistically, they don't look good, but they've had situations where, like in Detroit, they hold the Lions to 10 points defensively. In Chicago, they're getting trampled from a yardage standpoint. In the second half, they pitch a shutout. I don't know where they are defensively right now. I just hope they are able to tighten things up, especially against the run.
A little bit of Jay Cutler being Jay Cutler, I suppose, helped things out a little bit. They were having problems with the passing game until Jay stepped in and threw a couple picks. Nice plays by Tremont Williams in particular on that to play Matthews.
And I thought that was the key point of the game, Greg. I thought that was the turning point of the game. The Bears, it's a 7-point ball game. They're driving the Green Bay 24 and roaring. I mean, they're just doing exactly what they did in the first half. And then Jay tried to force that throw into Josh Morgan, of all people.
Right.
I understand a forced throw into Martellus Bennett or, Alshon Jeffrey or Brandon Marshall, but Josh Morgan and, great play made by Tremont and Clay with the deflection and the interception return. The Packers cashed it.
And Aaron Rodgers held upright all day long. No Jared Allen for the Bears. And their longest drive, the Packers' longest scoring drive, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Wayne, appreciate your time, and we'll hear you again with Charlie.
All right, guys. Thanks.
The 8:35 news about your money.